I want to start with your level of optimism here that we're going to see some sort of big infrastructure spending package. How optimistic are you, Mr. Smith, that that's going to happen?
Well, I hope that they're going to fund it and get going with it. Our infrastructure is badly in need of being updated, modernized, repaired, and expanded, and that's what we were talking about today in the panel that I participated on at the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee here in Washington.
Do you think that we have a problem with our definition of infrastructure? We hear the president talk about roads and bridges, trains and planes. It is more widely construed than that. Do you think we need a more expansive definition of what infrastructure is in the year 2017?
Well, I think to some degree, David, that's been one of the problems. Everybody wants to define infrastructure to fit what they'd like to do locally, whether it's a bike path or a fast train or what have you. In our mind, the infrastructure that's most important is that supports the common good and the economy of the United States. That's highways, that's waterways, it's airports, it's the air traffic control system, it's our river navigation capabilities, the container ports, and they all have a common theme to them, and they are used by commercial interests and can be and should be funded by taxes or user fees from the people that use those systems.
There will be people who say, we've seen this movie before. After the financial crisis, we had a big stimulus package. There are people who debate how shovel-ready projects were. What's going to be different this time around? What's going to make it different if we do get a big spending package?
Well, first of all, the stimulus package under the Obama administration wasn't directed in the main towards projects like I just listed. It was diffused into all kinds of different places. Many of them worthy, no doubt about it. Firefighters, police people, policemen, other governmental activities. Our issue in the United States transportation and infrastructure arena is our roadways are deteriorating because we haven't increased the federal gasoline and diesel tax since 1994. We certainly hadn't expanded them to the needs of the economy that's much more much greater population today than we had 20 years ago. There are 20 interstate highway projects that are in the queue at the DOT. They may not be shovel ready, but they're engineered, and with the appropriate funding, they could be built.
Few people have seen the rise of e-commerce as closely as you have there at the helm of FedEx. How has that changed our infrastructure needs, the growth of e-commerce and projections that we'll continue to see it grow?
Well, one of the things I talked about today that's absolutely essential, the less than truckload and ground parcel industries, which are the bedrock transportation systems that support e-commerce, have to be improved by allowing a federal standard of 33-foot twin trailers as opposed to the existing federal standard of 28 feet. Now, 33s are authorized in some states. We use them in Florida, for instance. They're safer. They provide about 18% more capacity. They take millions of truck trips off the road, improving safety by reducing the number of accidents, by reducing the number of trips, decreasing congestion. This is something the government doesn't have to do anything except pass a new federal standard. I might point out in Mexico, by the way, that their standard is twin 40-feet containers. So this is something that should be done as quickly as possible by the Congress.